I am sure sports. You know me there, I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never see no game, me no know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you are gonna love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Tariq Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices, add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Tariq Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Good morning and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. This is your host, Marinade Man. Hope you're having a fine morning. People, just jump onto the stream quickly. We have a good one lined up for you today. So share the link, begin to share the link. Let us, build up the core, and so we can start our show today. We're going to be looking at some Reggae Boys football today. And so to all the ladies out there, happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, and if you want, you can call in and wish your lady a happy Valentine's Day. Yeah, just, come on. I am sure a sportsman and tell her happy Valentine's Day. If she's watching, yeah, and maybe you can do it and then send her the video. Yeah, but it is your opportunity to come and, tell your lady happy Valentine's Day as we discuss some Reggae Boys football. And you may be wondering, why is Man doing this when there's a game on Thursday, a World Cup qualifying game by our females? Hey, we're going to be covering that later today as well. And we will also be doing a lot of coverage on it tomorrow. We have some very special guests that will be joining us tomorrow on Wednesday and also on Thursday before the game begins. So we are also going to be at the game and show you as much clippings and stuff. We're going to be having some interviews with our players. And so don't worry, we are going to give our young ladies, our beautiful young ladies, all the coverage possible. All right, so jump onto the stream. Let me know if you're hearing clearly, if you're seeing clearly, and also remember to hit the like button. Let me just pause right now to say a big thank you to the sponsors of this video. They are Prestige Finance, lending a helping hand when you need it most. And today, they are willing to give you a loan of up to 100,000 Jamaican dollars. All you need to do is to call them, let them know you're calling. You got the information from I Am Sure Sports, and here's what will happen. You will pay no processing fee, same day processing. And guess what? Big deal. You will get 0 to 4% interest rate charged to you only. Also want to say a big thank you to Launch Legacy. Launch Legacy, where they handle risk and help you to seek legacy for all your personal insurance needs in Canada and the USA. Please check them out at launchlegacy.com or call or text 647-989-0782. And last week, Launch Legacy did a financial webinar on this platform. And so many people have been speaking up to me, just saying how good and how helpful that was. And so please give them a call and help to make your future more financially secure. Also, just want you to know as well that the second Thursday in March we'll be having a next webinar. All right. And this time around, we'll be having Patrick Reed from Launch Legacy. And we will also be having a very special guest. Yes, from the Bank of Jamaica, helping us with some budgeting. And so I want all the persons who are engaged in sports, because all we want to do is to make sure we give you good financial advice for life. All right, so please remember to check out those couple of podcasts. Make the date, write the date down, and so you don't miss it. All right, if you just arrived on planet Earth, let me tell you that the Stan Kroenke owned LA Rams. Stan Kroenke owned, as you know, Stan Kroenke, they also own Arsenal Football Club. Their team, the LA Rams, they defeated the Cincinnati Bengals by a field goal to lift the 51st Super Bowl that happened last night. The MVP was Courtney Cup of the LA Rams. If I were selecting the MVP, however, I would have probably given it to Aaron Donald. I think his name is, yes. I thought he defended very, very well, and he should have and probably could have walked away with the MVP award. But very good game it was on Wednesday when we put the cap on our NFL show. Our panelists will be speaking more about that and more on that. All right. So that's just some sporting news. Harborview also lost 1-0 to Cavaliers in JPL action yesterday, and Mount Pleasant and Dunby Holden played to a 1-1 tie over there at the Captain Horace Burrell Center. All right. Let me see how many of you in here and how many comments we have in. Big up Paul Watkins, Patrick Reed, always good to have you in the house. Remember, you can also call in today if you so desire. You can call in and discuss the topic that we'll be covering. And you can call in, and if you want to tell your special lady, happy Valentine's Day, you are free to do so at no charge. All right. So yes, you can do that. You can do that and let us know. Big up Jarvis Paris, St. Anne in the building. Man, they call Bones, Boss Thomas. Yeah, man, real big boss in the building. Like I said, we have a lot of good things lined up for you this week, and I am sure sports. Listen, and a lot of you have been asking, man, you're doing a good work. How can we support your channel? Listen, when you make a comment, there is also what is called right below that, what they call the super chat, right? The super chat is a simple and easy way of, if you want, you can contribute to the channel using that means, right? Remember, you're not obligated to, but if you think we're doing a good work and you want to do that, it's up to you. Whether it's done or not, we'll continue to produce good quality content. And want to say also big up to all the other vloggers out there, so many of them doing great work. You have Coach Minzy, who couldn't do the final night of his triple treat last night because he was under the weather. Wishing him all the best and a speedy recovery. Coach Menzi, hope you're feeling better today. Please remember to lift him up in your prayers if you are a believer. Also, not doing well is Cataract. Cataract is a regular on the coach's desk. He's also has appeared, and I am sure sports a few times. He also works closely with our next vlogger, Simon Preston at Reggae Boys Commentary, and he has been in the hospital. So please also remember to text him, send him a message, and encourage him as we continue to believe and trust God for his speedy recovery. Also big up Military Gona doing a lot of good work. You have my friend Unseen, and big up Ryan LFC. Definitely, indeed. Big up yourself, Ryan, wherever you are today, man. I appreciate the work that the vloggers are doing. We don't do the same content, which is the good thing. We're all different in our style and our ways of operating, and that is good. So you have a wide variety of things to listen to. Some persons are more focused on players who play in Europe. Some of us are focused on players who play in Jamaica. But if you listen to all the vloggers, you get a balanced perspective when you add everything together, right? And that is why I encourage you to listen to others. Because if you listen to me alone, you may walk away and think like I only cover one thing. But what sense does it make for me to cover something that someone else is covering? It is not, we are not competing, we're complementing each other. So when they do what they do and I do what I do differently, you get a wider range and perspective of what is happening in the sport. All right. So big up all the vloggers out there. You understand me? The Formula Sports as well. CC Sports Lab. So many have come forward or come forth in this time. I'm telling you, so many. And honestly, people, I don't know. I can't speak for others, but for me, this isn't about major earnings. I will say this to you. I mean, it hasn't been profitable for me, except I find joy in doing it. Maybe others, but for me personally, there is no profit. At least not yet. But I do it because I have a passion for football in general, in particular football in Jamaica. I have a great level of respect for the legends that I've spoken to because of the sacrifices some of them had to make. They are basically heroes because they were doing a lot of what they were doing with not any major financial contribution, and today they're not really, you'd say, well off, but they dug the foundation, laid the foundation, so our players today can play football and earn a salary and take care of their families. And so I have a great appreciation for the work of our legends. All right. Again, thank you for coming on. Big up Gunner's boss and Fresh God who has joined. So today, the discussion is, if I were in Paul Hall's shoe, this is what I would do. If I were in Paul Hall's shoe, this is what I would do. All right. And the truth is, for things to change, we have to make changes. For things to change, we have to make changes. Big up Aldi and Black Bailey, big baller. Manning's big baller. That in our brethren, don't ramp with that man, Win Premier League with Reno. Yeah, man. Was always in and around the senior team, played at the under 23 level. Big up Aldi and Black Bailey. You're still waiting, brethren. You let 2021 finish. Don't let 2022 finish. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So if I were in Paul Hall's shoe, what would I do? All right. And here's what I'm going to do today, right? I want you, if you want, you can call in and you can share your thoughts. Like what are some of the things that you would do if you were in Paul Hall's shoe? All right. What I've done as well, I've compiled a 24-man squad. All right. Yeah, and I have done that, and it is just my opinion. It is not conclusive. It is not the final. As time goes by, there may be adjustment. But looking at our upcoming World Cup qualifiers, this is what I would do. And here's what I want to do. As I go through, I want us to kind of add some more names and get it to around, over time, I want to get it to around 44. All right. I'm not calling it a pool, I'm calling it a farm. FARM, farm. It's a farm of players. And then from the farm, we're going to pick those who are in the best form. FORM, whenever we have a fixture. And those, we are done with this pool thing. All right. That's what we're going to do. And so I want you to also give me some names. If you have names that I have not mentioned, I want you to bring up those names, highlight those names. I have gone for a pretty young squad. Average age is around 23 years old. All right. So I'm going to give you the names, and the players that I give you, I have enough information. If even those who have not represented Jamaica yet, I have enough information that if we continue to pursue them, even if not for these set of games, they are willing to represent Jamaica. I'm not giving names that I don't know what the situation is. All right. I see someone put a name there already. But here's what I don't want us to do as well, right? I'm going to write that name down. What we have to be careful of, we need to look at all the players that can play in the position. And here's what, there are 11 positions on a football field. So we want to select 4 in every position, which would make it 44. You follow me? So 4 goalkeepers, 4 right-sided centre back, 4 left-sided centre back, 4 right backs, 4 left back, 4 D mids, 4 attacking mid, 4 box-to-box mid, 4 outside right, 4 outside left, 4 centre forward, 44. And we want to find some of the best available players. All right. So I'm going to give you my list, and then you can, and I'm going to give you their ages. All right. And I'm saying that these names, from information that I have, they can represent Jamaica, and they have a desire to represent Jamaica. All right. Will it go beyond desire? I think that's up to how they're pursued and how the arrangements are being made and the vision that is sold to them. But assuming that they are all willing, all right, that's what we're going to do. All right. Big up Brian Mighton. He's back into the chats now because the cricket game is over. When cricket is around, Brian don't really jump on and sing. Yeah, man. He's a cricket man. Big up to your Mullines team, you know, he's a big man down there at Mullines as well. Yeah. All right, so let's go. So I have 2 Crystal Palace players, Nathan Ferguson and Tariq Mitchell. In fact, Nathan Ferguson is born in Jamaica. There you go. Big up, Coach Minzy. I just big you up, you know. I hope you're feeling well, man. Hope you're feeling well. Plan on calling you today to talk to you, to check up on you, how you're doing. All right. So good to see you, man. Good to see. Well, good to see you. Good to see your fingers at work. So that means the rest of the body may be feeling well. All right. So I have Nathan Ferguson. Nathan Ferguson plays for Crystal Palace. He's 21 years old. 21 years old. Yeah, 21 years old. So that's Nathan Ferguson. That's the first name I have on my list. The second name I have on my list is Tariq Mitchell, and he is 22 years old. He also plays for Crystal Palace. All right. Third on my list is Kaheem Paris. All right. He's 22 years old. He plays for, as you know, FC Copa. All right. Are we okay with those first three names? Those are the first three names. Kaheem Paris, Tariq Mitchell, Nathan Ferguson. And I'm saying simple. Coach Hall, going ahead, beginning in this window, these are the players that we need to begin to court and to work with. Because we have to begin to prepare for Nations League, Gold Cup, and the next qualification cycle. So the age range of the side is very important. Oh, you want me to name the players by position? That's going to be tricky, you know. What about the players who play? So let's go to center backs. All right. So let's go to center backs. Here are the center backs that I have in my team. Right. I have Ethan Pinnock. Ethan Pinnock is one center back that I have. I have Richard King. Ethan Pinnock, as you know, plays for Brentford. So I'm going to start with the center backs, right? Ethan Pinnock plays for Brentford, and I think going ahead, I mean, depending on what happens with Andre Blake, I see Ethan Pinnock as someone who could captain this team. I think he has leadership qualities. And he, you know, sometimes, like, even with a club like Arsenal, they have several captains. I see Ethan Pinnock as one of the persons who could captain the team going ahead in the future. So I have Ethan Pinnock. I have Richard King. As you know, Richard King is 19 years old. Ethan Pinnock, I mean, he doesn't have a window, like a window, so we don't know if his form will hold all the way to 32. We don't know that. So we are saying that it is important to keep him up until 30, which is for the next 2 years. If his form is holds up, and here's a reason why. The reason for that, I believe, is so that he can mentor the younger players in the team and help with the transition process in the team. So I want him in the team as a mentor for some of these younger players. Right? So Ethan Pinnock and right, co-captains. There you go, Gunners boss. Somebody saying defenders hold up longer. If he holds up, that's fine. Like, I don't have a problem once he's in form up until age 32. He plays, and maybe his experience will be needed at that time. Richard King is also the other center back that I have. All right. I also have there Mason Holgate. All right. Mason Holgate is 25. He's not going to be capped by England. So he is, he has not yet played for England. So he still can play for Jamaica. And I think we need to begin the process of, you know, getting him into the Jamaican setup now. We have to do that, right? We have to get him in the Jamaican setup at this time. 25 years old, he has dual citizenship. If you check his citizenship status, it says England and Jamaican, which is basically saying he can represent either. He's a right-sided center back who can play right back. So he is one of the other defenders that I have in my setup, right? So that's 3 center backs. And we need one more. We need one more center back. All right. Who do you think that person is? Who do you think that person is? I have a next Jamaican. Right? I'm not hearing anything from you, people. He plays for Hull City. All right. He's a Jamaican, people. His name is Dishon Bernard. He's a center back, and he's presently at Hull. So Dishon Bernard. Dishon Bernard. And Dishon Bernard is 20 years old. Big up, Ultimate Butler. Sir Freddie, big up for the super sticker. Appreciate it. People are not hearing you. Let me see some name. What about Liam Moore? I don't know. I think I am going to move past Liam Moore. That's me personally. What do you think? I'm moving past Liam Moore. He's 29. And I don't think he is at 29. He wasn't a consistent starter in the team, so I'm not sure about that. Any other center backs out there that you think? Again, it's unformed because you have a Jamoy Topi who is out there as well. That we could see if he improved at some point. He was a top. You have Damian Lowe as well. Yeah, but Brian, I already have. If I have Ethan Pinnock at 28 and Mason Holgate at 25, I don't need a lot more experience to work with Richard King and the addition Bernard. That's the thing. The age group, that age of Liam Moore, and I don't know. I just feel like, yeah, he has passed his I don't know. No, Ryan, I am not sleeping. Oh, are you sleeping, man? This morning, bro. This morning. Hey, Ryan, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, man. I am telling you. This morning, Ryan. That's what happened, bro. All right. All right. We're not in the midfield yet. We're talking about the defenders. Okay. Yeah, so who else, people? We're focusing on centre backs. I have Ethan Pinnock, Richard King, Mason Holgate, Dishon Bernard. And I'm speaking about players who I know that they can be there. They can come in, they can play. All right. All right. I don't have him on my list. So tell me. Big up Sir Robinson in the building as well. Unseen Sports TV, welcome. Professional Pro Club FIFA 2020. Bless up Karim Grant. Remember, you can call in and tell me, are there any other center backs out there that you think could be in the mix that I have not mentioned? Any other center back that you can think of? or somebody's talking about Ian Fry that he plays for Inter Miami. King Jav, you have to give me the name. Mad Dog center back from Dumby. You have to give me. All right, somebody's putting. I'm just going to jot that name down. I think his name is Frey. He plays for Inter Miami. So I'm going to jot his name down. I'm not going to put him in there yet. I'm just waiting for some other names. All right. In the wing-back positions, I think we have several options. We have a lot of these guys can play on both sides of the field. All right. We have Nathan Ferguson. And again, let me tell you, these guys, if they are not born in Jamaica, they have Jamaican passport. They're in the process. They just need to be vigorously pursue the names that I have, with the exception of one that I'm going to talk about. So Nathan Ferguson can play for Jamaica. He's 21 years old. All right, someone is saying that Reese Williams at Liverpool. Reese Williams, Liverpool, okay? And Johnny Talbot, yes, Johnny Talbot, former Harbourview captain, who is out there in, I think, the Portuguese league. All right. So, all right. So those are some good names. Reese Williams, good name. Out there. Yeah, man. People, remember you can use the super stick and the super chat. You know, just follow the example set by Sir Freddie. All right. Yeah, that's that me. Yeah. But in the wing back, I think we have a lot of good options out there. All right. We have Nathan Ferguson, Reese Oxford. Okay, Reese Oxford is a good name. Because I know you have been waiting on a England call up. And here's why I'm having these people. A lot of these guys I don't think they're going to make the England squad, you know, for this World Cup, you know. Yeah, I have Ethan. Isn't Ethan Laird a centre back? Because I have his name. He's a 20-year-old centre back. But is he a centre back fresh guard? Because I have him as a wing back, I mean. But if he's a centre back, he's a good fit. Ethan Laird, he's a 20-year-old centre back. That he's a Manchester United product. Yeah. Yeah, he's at FC Bournemouth. Yeah. So I thought he was a centre back, but yeah, he's a right back. Yeah, he's a right back, man. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yes. The right back that left from England. Oh, geez, what's his name again? And he's over there. Is Omar? What's his name? Is Omar Richards? But he plays in Germany for real. He's a good one. He's a right back. So here are the 8 centre backs we have so far. Remember, we can take names out. We have Ethan Pinnock, Richard King, Mason Holgate. Right. Omar Richards is his name. Mason Holgate and Deshaun Bernard. Then we have Reese Oxford, who can play for Jamaica. Johnny Talbot, Ian Fry, Reese Williams, we're not sure about, because I don't have names that I don't know if they can play for Jamaica. All right. Or if they want to. The names that I have. Kyle Walker-Peters is a wing back. So we don't get to the wing backs yet. So we are looking at centre backs because we need 8 centre backs. 4 for the right side, 4 for the left side. Because remember, we're trying to find, you know, yeah. 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 All right, we have a call coming in, so let's see if we can take this call. Caller, morning. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, you're live on I Am Sure Sports.
Okay, what I'm calling about how could I get contact with Coach Lenny Hyde?
Coach Lenny Hyde.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to call Portmore United, man. That's where he's at now. Or Clarendon College. An easy way to do it, you can go on Facebook. You can go on Facebook, man, and contact him. He has a Facebook profile, and he normally responds.
You have a Facebook profile?
Yeah, so you can go on Facebook and find him.
So what is his name on Facebook? Lenny Hyde?
Yeah, Lenny Hyde.
All right.
All right. Yeah. All right. So there you go. Kyle Walker Peters. Those are some of the center backs. Somebody professional pro football FIFA 20 said none of Craig Butler wing backs not good enough. They're normally very technical and tactical. We need to be searching for players by attributes. All right. We are really dealing with center backs, professional pro football club. People, you have to remember that there's no one person who knows all the players out there. So if you know of a player in the ranks of Craig Butler, that is good enough. All you have to do is give his name. Tell us what club he plays for, and then people will check him out. Don't assume that people know. There's no one who knows all the player. If you know of a particular player that is a center back at Phoenix that is better than the ones we have or close to them, just give us the name. Just give us the name. And no one is intentionally trying to ignore any player. That's not what we're doing. So just give us the name, all right? So let's look at some of the wing backs that we have here, all right? Nathan Ferguson, Tariq Mitchell, all right? So we're going to need 8, both right and left in total. Nathan Ferguson, Tariq Mitchell, both of these players play for Crystal Palace. Javane Brown. All right. Eason Laird. Think I have. I'm watching this player in the JPL, a guy named Donovan Sigree. Means him to be a very, very Kyle Walker Peters. So that's fine. I've been watching this guy called his name is, he plays for Mount Pleasant, Donovan Sigree. Very, very, he has been looking really good this season. How good is he? Because I've just really started watching him. Yeah, Kyle Walker Peters is 24 years old, so that's a good age range. Nathan Ferguson, 21. Tariq Mitchell is 22. Javane Brown. What's his age? He is 22. Eason Laird is 20. All right. I see somebody saying Tariq is. I think at right back, if all of these players are, and I think Zeminiz is a good young prospect at 17, I think he would struggle to play over these guys. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right? We need two more who can play wing back or right or left back. What about Malik Howell? Malik Howell was called up for the last game and he came on and played. How good is he? I know that Omar Richards is waiting on an England call up. So I'm not sure if he wants to represent Jamaica. So I prefer to work with people who I know have expressed a desire, and they're in the process. Yes. Yeah. So Malik Howell. Yeah, Malik Howell, I think he's a good player. I think where is he now? That's the thing. He's in college, right? Right, Jed Spence. Yes, I have his name here now. Yes, he's 21 years old. Jed Spence. 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Malik Howell. And yeah. And Donovan Sigree is right now on form. He is the best left back in the JPL. So I think that's a good pool of 8 players that the coach can work with. All right. Jamaica's main problem, let's see if we can fix that. You know where the main problem is? I think we still could use Greg Lee. Listen, with the left backs that are on this list, I think I like Greg Lee, I just think like Greg Lee should have been playing. I know he was injured. I think he should have been playing, but he's 27 years old. So Greg Lee, let's add Greg Lee at 27. So that means in terms of right back, somebody is going to let me say it again. I like Tariq Zimenez. But if we have, because right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 players between right back and left back. Greg Lee, Malik Howell, Donovan Sigree, Kyle Walker-Peters, Nathan Ferguson, Tariq Mitchell, Javian Brown, Ethan Laird, Tariq Jimenez, Jed Spence. No, if all 8 are available, I think Jimenez would struggle at this age now to get in. I don't know. I don't think Amari, from where I stand, I don't think Amari Bell, we're going to see Amari Bell playing for Jamaica again. That's me. I could be wrong. I don't know the details of what happened, but obviously something happened. Something obviously happened. All right. The most troubling position that we need to fix is, so we have looked at center backs, we have looked at the right back and the left back position. Right? People, I think Jed Spence is going to play for Jamaica. I think if this month leading up to March, we stay in touch with him and help with the documentation, he's going to represent Jamaica. From what I've been hearing, right? I think he has a desire to, but yeah, I think he wants to. Let me say it this way. I get the feeling from stuff that I've been hearing from persons overseas that he wants to play for Jamaica. Because in his position, it's hard. It's hard to break into Trent Alexander, Kyle Walker-Peters, Kieran Trippier, James at Chelsea, talking about Reece James. I mean, he's way down the pecking order, and there are many other names. Unseen, I agree with you, but here's what I'm saying. Here, Unseen is saying, management, no care where you're at in the world playing, let us not use big baller syndrome to select players for our squad and let them come and show us that they can weather locally or internationally. That is true, but there is no big, I'm not selecting it. To me, there is no big baller in these positions. I don't think like Nathan Ferguson is a big baller, or Tariq Mitchell, or Ethan Laird, or Dred Smith. I don't think they are big ballers. All I'm saying is that Tariq Jimenez is a very good player. Even his local club, Harborview, they are managing him. I think if all of these players on form are playing, it would be hard, as good as he is as a youngster, to start in this team. But players may not be in form. But on form, based on the quality that I've seen from him and the other players, if all of those other players, all the players are in form, I think he would be around third or fourth in the pecking order. That's just my position. So I do agree. Tariq Lamptey, even though gone, he's not going to play for Jamaica. Fresh God. Javani, he's not going to play for Jamaica. You can confirm from management that Tariq Lamptey will not play for Jamaica. That's confirmation. All right. Again, I'm calling players, selecting players who I know. And that is why I put an asterisk beside Reese Williams, because I don't know. All right. So we're not guessing and spelling. Yeah. All right. Unseen says it would be hard, but I think we should say everyone have a equal chance until proven your worth for the national team. So that's what we're doing. That's why we're naming 4 players in every position. That's what I just said, Unseen. So I am saying that on form, if the players, right? Like if all the players, I have Malik Cowell, Javian Brown, I have Tariq Jimenez in the list. But the truth is, if all of those players are on form, at this point of Tariq Jimenez's career, in the same way you want the other players to come and prove themselves, he has not proven himself. He has not proven. At this point, I will say Tariq Jimenez is not the best. He's not one of the best 5 right backs even in the league, because he's not playing right back in the league. And last season, he wasn't the best right back in the league, or the second best, or the third best, or the fourth best in the league last season. In fact, he wasn't the best right back in schoolboy football. Maybe in the Manning Cup, but not in the DaCosta Cup, because they were good right back. So that's what I'm saying. In the same way the other players have to prove themselves, he has to prove himself. That's all. But he's a very good prospect that if he continues to grow, he could break into the team. It's not impossible. And that's what we want our players to do, to work to get into this team and be selected on merit. All right. Now, I think the biggest problem we have is defensive midfield. All right. So in defensive midfield, I have Kevin Stewart. He's on the older side, so I don't know, because Kevin Stewart, I still believe that we need to see a little bit more of him. He's 28 years old, so I have him on my farm, right? Yeah, if he's healthy and in competition, right? Kevin Stewart. I still going to keep Speedy. I'm not sure about Speedy, right? Because Speedy is 29, and he, in fact, he's going to be 30 in April. 30 years old, and he has been a good servant, but I don't know. No, I don't think Speedy has more than this year left in the team. I don't know what you think. So you can tell me, because I don't want people to feel like I'm fighting anybody, you know. But I think he's good, but he's not an exceptional player that I think at his age he's going to be tearing it up for Jamaica. So I have Kevin Stewart. Someone is saying Louis Baker. Yeah. I think it's time for Louis Baker. I know he's focusing on his club career. So let's see if Louis Baker is the Chelsea United player. He's 26 years old. He's at Stoke currently. So Louis Baker, for some reason I don't think Cousins is like, I don't think Cousins is good enough. I don't know. I feel like he is not as highly rated. But we can put his name in there, and as we go, we can remove name. Jordan Cousins. Let's put his name in there. All right. He is 27 years old. So he's going to be 28 in March. So he's 27, going to be 28. All right. The young Waterhouse player, Ramon Howell. You see, if you're like 27, 28 in the local league, it's going to be a challenge. If you're that age, if you're looking at a 4-year cycle of preparation, I think that is the problem, because I just think if you haven't broken out of the league here, how old is Ramon Howell? I think that is going to be the challenge. And what I don't want is for us to I don't want us to be testing out players anymore. Kinda. I want us to have a core group of players, and that's why I say I don't think like Jordan Cousins is at that level. Shavani Willis has looked well. Alwyn Harvey, you know that I have mentioned Alwyn Harvey name, you know. I know some of you are going to beat me, but Alwyn Harvey, I think, could fit more into a box-to-box player. He doesn't sit in that midfield for Mount Pleasant. He's more a box-to-box because his physical conditioning. So I wouldn't put him here. So let's look at the 4 holding midfielder. What about Joey Desert? Should he be in this? Isn't he a holding midfielder? Anybody else that plays outside of Jamaica that you know of? Maybe we can just look at the names that we have so far and see. Joey Desert is 23 years old. He's a midfielder, so he's a good one that we can check out. He's 23, under 20. Let me take this comment. U20 should be the cutoff in the JPL, in my opinion. I don't think if you are over 23 extra and still playing the JPL, there is much time to develop. Okay. Okay, I see somebody saying 10. Remember, we're only choosing 3, you know. I like some of the players. I think like Lambert, again, good player, but I just think like his time has young player, but I think his time has passed. Unfortunately, because I think he's one who was done bad by the system. All right, I know Marlon Martin is your player, unseen, but all right, would you say he is one of the top 3 CDMs in the league? Would you say that unseen? That be honest, is he one of the top 3 CDMs in the league? Because if he's not the top CDM in the league, the top CDM in the league must be in this. Because the truth is, I don't think we have enough quality across the JPL to select like 3 holding midfielders out of it. So only one who plays in the JPL can make my 4. If I'm selecting 4, I think probably only one. So which one from the JPL? Is it Marlon Martin? Is he the top one? Or is it Ramon Howell? Or is it Maxwell at Cavaliers? Is it Kevin Lambert? Let's call their names. Is it Andrew Vanzi? Is it Priestley at Harborview? Who again are we missing out? All right, there you go. So we have to select like the best. So I think this is a position that Coach Hall have to pay a lot of attention to. All right. And here's why. I think like right now, the hardest position for us to find a good player is in holding midfield. I think this is the area. You look at the choices that we have at centre back, in goalkeeping, at right back and left back. And when you come to the holding, we have a lot of creative, because when we get to the creative midfielders, like the what they call the number 10s, we have so many. Hey, people don't. Oh, hold on. Listen, people, me just get a message. Hold on. Let me check this out. This can't be real. Me just get a message. Hold on there. I joke this. I have to check this. What is that going? No, man. I can't believe this. No, sir. This not real. No, man. A serious thing. People, from the time me on I talk, at 27 likes. 28 likes. Oh my, man. Come on, man. Come on. Hit up the like button. Hit up the like button, people. All right, let me say this. So I've been watching Kevin Isaacs. I think Kevin Isaac plays too. And one of the persons from overseas I spoke to, he talked about that. That because Jamaicans get so much space in midfield, they play slow. And when they get to the professional level, especially in the CDM era, they are going to struggle. So here's the truth. Kevin Isaacs is a good player for the JPL, but he plays too slow. He plays too slow. And I like him at Mount Pleasant, But just watch his game. How many times he gets caught on the ball? He's around 25. He gets caught on the ball too much. He plays too slow. He almost plays like he has all the time in the world. And you don't get that at the international level. If he can improve that, he's a good prospect. But do you realize that even if you scout England, if you scout in the MLS, if you scout throughout the rest of Europe, the one area that we're struggling to find quality players is at CDM. Is at CDM. Jairus, what Davis? What Davis? Greg Lee, we have Greg Lee at left back already. Yeah. Jairus. Yeah, man. What Davis you talking about? Yeah. All right, Bravo, get it. A 25-year-old JPL player isn't a prospect. Yeah. Think he's too slow. Oh, David Davis. All right. If I don't know, let me check, because if I don't have their name, sometimes it's because I have not been given a name to say, yes, this one is oh no man, he's too old, man. He's 30 years old. I mean, by the time we get to the next, he's going to be 30. Remember, the qualifying don't start yet, you know. We're in 2022, right? We to qualify for what? We're in 2022 now, to qualify for the World Cup in the summer. And then the next World Cup is 2024. Davis is 30 years old. That's it for him. We're not going to work with him, honestly. That's me still. That's my opinion. If I'm thinking about 2026 and you're 30 right now, if you're not Mikel Antonio, that's it. If I'm taking a 30-year-old, you have to be at one of the clubs in the Premier League that stays in the Premier League. If you're 30 years old, to get in, that's me, to get into my team. If I'm going to cut off the players in the Jamaican League at 23 years old, then I can't take a 30-year-old who is playing, because I'm thinking about 2026. Yeah. Let me see this. Yes, if you calculate how slow we move into space and how we take long to pass the ball, we are thousands of seconds slower. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just watch Isaacs. He's very slow. Phase him out naturally like everyone else, but how you forget that we are told his and Gray's documents were. You know what? Honestly, Jairus, I didn't hear about David. I am familiar with Gray's situation. So I kind of know some of the cause of delay for Gray. I did not hear about David, and again I only speak about what I know. So forgive me, because I don't know enough about his situation. What would you say about your colleague Simon and Tariq promoting a 32-year-old League Two striker to get a look? Listen. All right, Bravo Raid Squadron. I mean, respect Simon, respect Cataract. Everybody has their own. Because remember, I'm just selecting what I think, and that's why I said that if I were in Paul Hall's shoe, this is what I would do. But somebody else may approach it differently, and that is all right. Maybe you agree with my approach, and next person may agree with someone else's approach, and that is fine. But my approach is the average age on my side must be like the only person, when I get down into the rest of the numbers, the oldest person on my side is Mikel Antonio. And he's 31, because he's going to help me to transition my center forwards. I want to see Mikel Antonio working with Shamar Nicholson to help him, because I think he's going to have to carry the load for Jamaica going ahead. That's Shamar Nicholson. And I'd love Antonio to stay around for a couple more years, 2 years, if he's still in form and keeps himself out of injury. You understand me? But that's what I would do. All right. One that might not be on the radar is Josh Grant, 23. He went through Chelsea Academy, but is at Bristol Rover. Josh Grant. All right, I'll check him out. Again, I don't take names of people unless I know, like, the people who I mention are people who I know that they are ready, and we just need to help them process through the system. That's what I don't want to put. Let us approach this. I don't do those kind of a video. That's a different group of, vloggers, and that's how they do their thing. I do mine differently. I work off what I know, and I always say this: until I know that a man say, "Listen, I'm going to represent Jamaica. I want to represent Jamaica." I represent Jamaica. That's me. That's how I view it. That's where I remember him from, just joining the convo. Didn't hear that. Oh, yeah, man, Jairus. But good info, cause like I said, maybe a next person can work with him at that age. But like I said, that's me. That. Yeah, what is the situation with Max Aarons? Hey, he's a player I like. Hey, if I wonder if we can check out Max Aarons. That's the next good one right there, the Norwich player, And he's the next one again that if Norwich gets relegated again and he's in the championship, that's somebody that we probably need to work with. Listen, if Grant is 34, Kevin Stewart is 28. If I'm going to keep Kevin Stewart, I don't need Grant. However, I do believe that Grant should have been in the squad for the last set of games, but the coach opted not to. All right, so we have to be real. Grant, you don't need Grant to transition the team. If you have Kevin Stewart, so it's either you're going to replace Kevin Stewart with Grant. Because I have Ravel in the other area of midfield, the box to box in my team, because if I have Ravel at age, Ravel is 29 and I have Kevin Stewart at 28, I don't need a 34-year-old midfielder. That's just my honest opinion. All right, so I wouldn't select Grant at this time, though I believe that in the last set of fixtures he could have been included in the team and provided good support in the midfield. Yeah. All right. Javon is saying that Josh would definitely be ready. I'll check it out. We have contacts, we can find out. Man, I hope that all these suggested players process start already before the end of the year. All right. So let me tell you, the players that I have, except for the ones that people gave me, even if they don't make it for these 3 set of game, they can be ready and should be ready for the Nations League once they decide that, all right, I'm going to go to Jamaica and play. Oh, you said talk to his cousin Rolando Aarons. Sometimes you have to be smart, right? This is why I tell people. People say, man is man. People call me all kind of names. Let me tell you things, people. You have to be smart, right? If you ever do business, Rolando Aarons, is somebody that we need to look at. And here's where now you leverage stuff. What do I mean by that? Let me tell you what I mean by that. Sometimes you have to sometimes you have to get what you want by doing what you don't like to do. Right? You don't like to do something, or you don't want to do something, but you do it to get what you really want. What do I mean by that? Let me give you an example. If there is a connection between Rolanda Aarons and Max Aarons, I'm approaching both of them together. I'm approaching both of them together and bringing them in. In the long term, I may keep only Max Aarons. But to get Max Aarons, I may have to invite Rolanda Aarons even to come. And then he doesn't make the team or whatever, or gets a, you understand me? So sometimes some of the decisions have to be that way. You have to know how to win people and influence them. And that's part of the strategy that we have to use going forward. So if they're actually cousins, that's how I'd leverage it. That is why you must have friends in high places. Relationships and networking is important. You understand me? You have to have connections. We call it links. It is important. Very important. So that's how I'll do it. We may not keep Rolanda Aarons long term, but if it will influence us getting Max Aarons, then that's a way of doing it. Josh Laurent at Reading. I think he can play CDM and C. Yeah. Again, Fresh God. Certain names I don't have because one, I don't check up on them, and two, I don't know that they have said that they want to come and play. Right? But I will check on it because remember, again, people, and this is what we have to understand. Sometimes we give the vloggers a very hard time as listeners, because if a vlogger don't call somebody name, we think they have a problem with the person. Like people say to me, people say to me that I don't talk about players from overseas. I said, really? From this campaign, every time I talk about the core group moving ahead, But what all the vloggers do things differently, and that must be appreciated. If all of us were doing the same thing, you would only listen to one of us. The reason why you listen to all of us, because we provide different content so that you can have a better balance. So you'll hear one thing on the coach's desk, you'll hear something else from I Am Sure Sports, something else from Ryan LSC, something else from Reggae Boys Commentary, something else from Sports Down the Middle, something else from Formula Sports, something else from Unseen. But all the information is important. Something else from Military Guna. Oh, this ambitious hustler in the building. We're there, brother. I think Jordan Cousins, the fact that, again, I think they made a choice, and this is, again, my opinion, between Cousins and Stewart. But we have his name on the farm. So the holding midfielders are Kevin Stewart, Lewis Baker, Jordan Cousins, Romain Howell, Shavani Willis, Joy Desert, and somebody said Tevin Shaw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And Fresh God just mentioned the name of Josh Laurent. Again, I'm just writing it down. I don't know nothing. Honestly, I don't know nothing about this particular player. I don't know how good he is. I don't know his age, but I will check on the player. All right, but Jordan Cousins' name is there. Yeah, there you go, Christopher Carroll. That's it. Sometimes you have to do that. Yeah, you have to get what you want until you get what you will ultimately need. And some people say, yeah, you have to leverage the thing. You understand me? It's Valentine's Day, so sometimes a guy know that to get a girl, he must have a friend up our friend. and friending up our friend open the door to give you access to the girl. So for example, you see, let me just use this, right? Just suppose you like slim girl, right? But you see, because slim girls always have fluffy girls as your friend, and fluffy girls always have slim girl as your friend, right? But you want the slim one, you know. You know you have to be very nice to the fluffy diva so you can get the slim thing. You have to leverage relationship. And I don't hope that makes sense. So with Rolanda Aarons, you invite him, and you invite him and Max Aarons to the same invitation meeting. You know deep down in your heart that a Max Aarons you're going to work with in 3 years' time. But you can carry Rolanda Aarons to a couple of games. And then after a while, you phase him out. That's how it works. That's how it works. Yeah. Whoever Phoenix, give them a look. Like when I get up front, I know that there's Dujan, Whisper, Richards, and the goalkeeper at Mona is a Phoenix goalkeeper. Think he's one of the biggest goalkeepers and better goalkeepers in the league. I think he is one of those players who need to be in the pool of goalkeepers. Right? That's what I would do. Yeah. Giovanni says, like one player from Crystal Palace Academy who told me he would be interested in playing in the U20 this summer. He is a friend with 3 other players from the same academy. Yeah. There you go. Listen, there's a next guy at Arsenal called, I think, Omari Hutchinson, I think his name is. If Kidda Taylor Hart plays and Kidda Taylor Hart goes back there, then he's probably get him over. Is what happened with Paul Hall, Fitzroy Simpson, Dean Burton. 2 of them were coming. Dean Burton came with them, and what happened? You get the 2, you get the friend. That's how it works sometimes. You have to learn how to manage the relationships to maximize the thing. You have to know. You understand me? You have to build relation. It's networking. You say that, hey, Boss Thomas. Hey, Andrew 55 and Jaros. You see me skip over. You see me skip over me skip over Bridget. Me skip over on the comment fast. You hear? Me make sure me just scroll down so your comments can go up and come up. Me not want to see no comment, you know. Understand me? Boss Thomas, I love this thought, right? Mannings, if Antonio convinced Ben Johnson to be interested in playing for us, where would you put him in the right back order? Hey, here's what I think now. You see, I think Mikel Antonio, even based on his last statements with the Kirk Zuma situation, people, someone not want to call in and make sure. Listen, let me stop on before we get. Listen, a couple of things. Gonna make it look like the super chat now work. Super chat are working, man. When they eat up the super chat, man. Yes, I think. The like button are working up, people. And I'm Musa, man. Hit up the like button, people. Hit up the like button. Quick and fast. All right, Boss Thomas, I love this though. He says, Mannings, if Antonio convinced Ben Johnson to be interested in playing for us, where would you put him in the right back order? Now, this is where all I can do, what I believe is that, like, Paul Hall as a coach, and I believe that he should be given the opportunity to condition the team and given the opportunity to select his support staff. Which means that we're going to have to find the money to pay him and his support staff. So I think at minimum, he should have a goalkeeper coach, a person an analyst, a physical conditioner. We're not talking about physios. I'm talking about direct persons. He should have 2 assistant coaches. First assistant, second assistant. And that is not your goalkeeper coach. That's not the person who help with physical conditioning. You understand me? And that is not the analyst. Outside of those 3, he needs 2 assistant coaches. Assistant coach 1, assistant coach 2. One is going to help with probably his defenders. One is going to help with his forward. Well, maybe he works with the forward, one works with defender, and he needs one other coach to work with his midfield. So he needs, outside of Paul Hall, he needs 6 other persons at minimum. That's the way that we have to move forward. No. And what I would want Coach Hall to do with these 6 persons is, I also believe that one of these persons must be able to either travel to England on a regular basis and see the players in training or whatever, live there, these are options, or have access to all the games to assess the players. Because again, remember, your selection will be based on form. If you're not scoring, you ain't going to play. That's it. All right? That's it. That's it. We're going to play you based on form. So we have covered center backs, right and left backs, CDMs. But with this Ben Johnson thing, I think going forward, we need to not... We lost a very key player that could have helped us long ago with negotiating and speaking to player. Do you remember that player? He was very influential, and he has done something that the only person to captain Jamaica has done. His name is Wes Morgan. I think when Wes Morgan, was like phased out of the national team, we should have built the kind of relationship with him that would help us to speak with, players in England. I think what we need to do is to somehow find a way of making Mikel Antonio a part of the process leading into 2026. I don't know how much time he will have. I know in England, for example, they train like every day. When it's not video sessions, it's different stuff. So as he gets older, I think he's going to be playing less. And I think we need to maximize like having him on board. Having him on board to talk to the Ben Johnsons, to talk to other players in the Premier League. And maybe he works with Paul Hall over there and like a Wes Morgan. And then you find the people in the America. Listen, Jamaica have some powerful coaches, If me call them name, say I'm a friend, but me not joke, Tyrone Marshall don't have an ordinary position, Freddie Butler don't have an ordinary position, Desmond Smith, Andy Williams, these guys don't have Andy Williams. They don't have ordinary position. They have positions of influence in the place that they are at, and we have to find a way of leveraging that. And so I'd love for Paula to say, listen, I can't be everywhere at every time, but here are 2 players in the States. I want you to pay attention to them. Because we have 2 in Jamaica and we have 2 in England. And based on your stuff, what you provide with, I'm going to, probably take 2 or 3 persons. That's how we have to do it. Go ahead. But we have to find a way of involving the Ricardo Gardners and the Ricardo Fullers, the Mikel Antonio, the Wes Morgan, all of these guys. We have to find a way of engaging them in the process. All right. Yep. All right. So that needs to be done. So Antonio doing that would be tremendous. People remember to hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. It's Valentine's Day, you know that we're coming on to talk football. You understand me? And big old Valentine's Day, so you know how it is. Jarvis, Bones, we're not going to put up the thing there, Yeah, set piece coach. Well, as I'm saying that maybe the person who is working with the midfielders can also, because you may not be able to, Jamaica may not be able to afford all of these, but you need at minimum 6. And what you do, one of those must be a specialist in those areas in terms of set pieces. Excuse me. My boss, I always want to ask you this. Is there any country that hosts the World Cup and never take part in it? Not that I know of. I know people, you can win the World Cup and not qualify for the next one. There was a time when the winners would automatically qualify, and they changed that. But what they have always done, whoever hosts it is always in it. I don't know of an occasion, maybe before I was born, but since I have been born, every nation that has hosted the World Cup has participated in the World Cup. Because you don't even have to qualify. Remember, when you host the World Cup, you qualify. You qualify as host. A coach that can watch the players up close, full time, we catch up with the rest of the world and pick from players instead of loyal soldiers. Like, yeah. Yeah, look at his position at Leicester. Yeah. See, I think his name is Shaquille Dyer. Yeah, very fast, technically great play. All right. Like, I think Shaquille Dyer is 16. You know that Shaquille Dyer play youth football for Jamaica. He's an ex-player that, like, I think we lost because younger, he was way better. Listen, professional pro football. I don't think you're seeing the best of Shaquille Dyer. At 20, Shaquille Dyer was 6 years ago or 7 years ago. He was probably one of the best young prospects as a centre back. But at this time, just even in the local league right now, it's hard to say that he's one of the top 3 centre backs. And that's what I'm saying. If you're not top 1 or top 2 and you're playing in the JPL, it's going to be hard, especially when you're going to be 27 this year. If you're going to be 27 and Liam Moore is 29, I'm going to pick Liam Moore because I think the JPL, the cutoff age from the JPL to make the national team is a little bit lower than those who are playing in the highest leagues. And again, that is just my opinion. Good day, afternoon, man's mind. Why are focusers only on scouting for players and not building players? It is now we must start building for the next. Oh no, man! But you don't hear me, team, man. Damian Clark, you're not listening to the whole thing. You know that you're not. You have to listen. Even in Jamaica, you have to scout players. You know. While you're building, you have to, because remember, all right. So people, while you're building, you have to be scouting. It's just like this. If you're building your house, you have to probably be paying rent. So because you still have to live somewhere. And there's a point when you leave out of the rent house and come into the unfinished house, and you while you're building, you're living. But there's a time of the whole thing when you have to build, but you have to live. So you have to build from the grassroots, but you still have to be playing football. So while you're building, you can't build a team. And when we say build, listen, some of these players, if you listen, Nathan Ferguson at 21 is not the complete product. Kiddo Taylor Hart is not the complete product. What we are doing, this whole process is finding the best young prospects, mixing them with some of the older players. We're building and we're playing. Because one don't work without the other. You cannot scout and don't build, and you cannot build and not scout. Both must go together for us to be an effective footballing country. That's my humble opinion. What do you think of the idea of tapping into the list of available past players who have B license from Europe or North America to coach the U team since JPL high school coaches failed? I listen. I am not going to. I don't speak that kind of way. Listen, I think, has Miguel Coley failed? When a player fails, it don't necessarily mean that a coach failed. Arsenal, there are clubs in the Premier League who they have never won the Premier League. And they have academies running for over 30 years. Have they failed? But some of those clubs produce 1 and 2 talents. You look at a Southampton. When last Southampton won the Premier League? Have they failed? No. I don't measure the success or failure of a coach in comparison to what other people are doing. For example, if I'm coaching in one jurisdiction and I'm coaching 14-year-olds and under, which is good because I'm dealing with the grassroots. You're coaching at 15 to 19, where you get the players at 15. Have you failed if the players don't produce? So I don't necessarily agree to the idea that the coaches have failed. I'm not, you know me, I'm very, you know, yeah, I like to give people honest evaluation. I don't compare I never compare my success with someone else, and I don't like to compare one man's success with the other and say that one is failing. I'm not going to do that. That's me. You're going to need a big coach like Simoes, have all those coaches working together and not headbutt. Well, you know what? I think Paul Hall is good enough. Yeah, man, but we talk, brothers, we talk about Max, man, and talk about finding a way of getting Max to come along with his cousins, Max Aarons. Okay, so what you mean? Yeah, so imagine how we feel in our talent as a federation. All right. Eric Sewell says, okay, so that's answer we're looking for, but I was thinking even the host nation have to play in order to take part. No. Yeah. Yeah, man, you have to scout and build at the same time. You can't do one without the other. Okay, you say Rolando never did one play, so that's maybe why Max not seem interested. Okay. All right, so Damian Clark. All right. So I interact with you, a lot of you know, right? So all right, so let me see. They are also selfish and also cannot occupy their time with a non-profitable organization as the current year. It's sad to say. All right, so let me say this. When you see, you have to be very careful because in every industry, a lot of people who leave university are not intellectual savvy. There are a lot of Americans who are not intellectually savvy. There are a lot of English people who are not intellectually savvy. There's a lot of English coaches who are not, past players who are not intellectually savvy. So, I mean, so let's look at this though. We're not talking about the ones who are not intellectually savvy. We're talking about the former players who are intellectually savvy. who are coaches who are making waves. I mentioned some names. I mentioned Tyrone Marshall. Let's look at the names that I mentioned and keep it at that. I mentioned Altamont Butler. I mentioned Andy Williams. I haven't gone into Canada yet to talk about Richard Edwards, what he's doing, and Junior Groves and what he's doing. You have Freddie Butler. You have Dean Sewell. You have Desmond Smith. You have Andrew Hines. Edwards. You have Andrew Edwards. You have his brother Edwards. You have Aaron Lawrence. You have Ricardo Gardner. You have Ricardo Fuller. You have Joby McAnuff. You have Wes Morgan. Kevin Lisby. Robbie Earl. Marcus Gale. Dean Burton. Fitzroy Simpson. Jamie Lawrence. So let's focus on the one who are. And I'm calling players who I know are not selfish and would want to help. Even if they don't think the JFF is the best organized, they want to help. Yeah. You're right, man. Man. Real talk, yeah, man. While I agree about building and scouting, a lot of our scouted players are absolutely nonsense. Exactly. And you see, that is why I say, here's what happened. That is why we have to have many eyes looking who not only use the stats but see the eye test. And that is why we have to get more people in the system. People who your scout must be someone who they don't make the final decision, but they understand what it takes to play in the CONCACAF region. So they can look, because you may listen. I know that there are some great players, but they can't adjust to play in certain systems and countries and leagues. They struggle. I've seen many players come out of the French league. All right, there's a player called Hala, I think his name is. And when he came and played in England, he struggled. Man goes back to Ajax, I think he's at, and he's dominating. You have those things that you need somebody who not just look at the stats, but watch the players and watch their attitude and how they apply themselves. And then based on that, they make decisions. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. But remember, they are not going to make the final decision, you know. They are just part of the decision making, submit the names, and the coach is going to tell them, listen, we have other people in other places. We need a full culture change. There you go. We keep talking about players. We need to fix the culture of screw up first. New players is like putting lipstick on a pig. It's still a pig. Absolutely. But here's the thing. You're going to have to work with lipstick on the pig until you change the culture. All right? And that's my point. You have to keep changing until it is changed. You cannot stop changing until change is complete. You have to keep changing. So we still have to play, you know. So we have to talk about players. And while we're talking about them, we need to fix the things. So there are some things you can't fix. People, the administration is not going to change until the next election. Let me say it again. The administration is not going to change until the next election. And if government intervene and people intervene, FIFA take it over and there's going to be no football. That's how FIFA operate. FIFA don't business about your government. FIFA said your government can't come in with football. If your government come in here, like they did in Trinidad, we are going to take it up and you're going to stop playing football. So here's what we have to do. We have to work with the administration that is there until they change when there's the next election, 2023. And I keep saying to people, you can go up against them. The parish that you're from, go there and begin to get involved in the football team there. Form your committee and go up against them. That's part of it, you know. But while you're planning to do that, we are going to change the things that can be changed. Okay, I understand you, Giovanni. Understand you. Rolando Aarons, he was looking forward to playing for the Jamaica and linking up with the players on IG Live. Okay. So you see different people. Ishmael King, bless up yourself. You say Stevens. What do you mean by Stevens? Who are you talking? Who are you talking? Errol Stevens, you're talking? Is that the person you're talking? Yeah, you're talking Errol Stevens. Yeah, man, big up Errol Stevens for the work that you're doing and thing. But I mean, we have players who have accomplished way more in terms of their coaching thing that I think at this point would be ahead of him. But big up yourself, Errol Stevens. Go on, do your thing. Yeah. Rob Simit, like I said that, listen, I hear you. Some of them have been treated really bad. But let me tell you this. I've talked to a lot of these players, Rob. Take it from me. I speak to them. They want to be involved. And believe me, people, take it from me. Going into 2026, you're going to see more past players involved in it. Even if it means they form some committee, they are going to be involved. Remember, say, and everybody a boy, you know, someone a big man, you know. Some man forget certain things and just move on because they want to help the nation football. No, it is Ultimate Freddie Butler. Freddie is his moniker, his OC, otherwise called. The JFF needs to sit down with all involved and elaborate their clear path to improving all aspects. Absolutely, Damian. Agree with you, bro. Agree with you. Good point. Can you be a FIFA scout and a coach at the same time? Yeah, but maybe not like a club coach or like a coach for an international team. But I guess you could be a FIFA scout and coach a team in the JPL or the Guyanese league. I don't know. Maybe somebody who is a scout can answer that. I will check on it though and get back to you, right? Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Right. We have to do the two parts of it. Because you need money to develop, so you need to be playing football with some of your best players to win money so you can then help in the developmental process. The leader, bless up people. Remember, you can call in and state a point and claim we have 15 minutes before we wrap up. We need a variety of scouts. Yep. And then listen, imagine if you have Ricardo Gardner, Ricardo Fuller as an example, because they're in England, right? And Wes Morgan, Joby McAnuff, Dean Burton, maybe others, but you have those 5. And they go around and say they find some players and they say, hey, Paul, listen, we find 5 midfielders. All right? 5 central midfielders. And having looked at them, discussed them, here is the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, the number 4 in order of quality. And then Paul Hall now gets to have the final say, but at least he has the base information to work with. All right. And he has the clippings of these players. Imagine if some other players, like I said, Ultimate Butler and Tyrone Marshall, Andy Williams, listen, I feel like if I forget anybody's name, I'm going to be in problems. But, I don't remember everybody. Gregory Messam, Dean Sewell, whomever they are, they find, and then some in Canada, and they say, hey, listen, you said find 5 midfielders, here are the better ones. And then out of that 15 or so, Paul Hall then, selects the best. We have a caller, so hold on. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Blessings, man. It's all good.
Yeah, man, I'm here. What's your name, call, and where you're calling from, so the viewers can know?
I call from Jamaica, Kingston, man. Kevin.
All right, man. Bless up. What say you, Kevin? Welcome, man.
Bro, me talk about it. For me personally, I think we need to broaden our scouting pool and stop looking to UK alone. We have Jamaicans all over, man. We have Canada, we have US, we have even Panama. We beat us. A lot of Jamaicans were on that Panama team. So I think our scouts need to broaden our scouting base. That is one. My issue with the nowadays player, when we were younger back in the days, right? We have less pitch than now. You can attest to this.
We have less pitches.
We have less pitches that were good. Like now, a lot of the fields when we were playing on them, we're literally dirt.
Oh yeah, man. Okay, yeah, you're right on that. Absolutely.
And we were much more interested and we're gonna call it now. We have more zeal and zest them time there to play football. Them youth now, man, I let them have league, them can't go in a sun. So I think the youth them nowadays take the football as serious as back in the days when we used to play. That's my issue with me having now. When we younger, we used to play on the whole of them pitch and we never have the whole of issue, we never have a ball like what them used to have ball. When we used to train on the stadium with all primary, we can't train on them man. We have to run every stadium stand. You understand what I say? Them people don't want to, man, they are training until the same can't go in a sun time and bleed and all them things. Them things, man, the youth, the culture and everything need to change. Trust me, them youth are some different set of youth from we when we are grown.
All right, but what someone is asking is so true. You're speaking about the youths in Jamaica, because that whole bleaching thing is predominantly a Jamaican thing, like a Jamaica thing. I can't speak to it in other places that we're looking at players. Like I don't see the kids in America that we're saying, hey, this guy can play for Jamaica. I don't see them bleaching. I could be wrong, but I think it's predominantly something we see with the footballers who are local in Jamaica. Because
no, but you know why we go with local? Because every time Jamaican people were always being biased, including myself.
Yeah.
We bash English players all the while, when most of the time our local players and our local talent, the talent is not here, but the youth are not taking this thing as a job. They might take it as a joking, and it come from the Premier League. When you have man a play and couldn't get paid, a long time this has happened. Them things have to stop now.
Yeah.
Remember when we are youth, when we are play for Boys Town, same way, man could eat, man not get no pay at Virgin. But man used to still try and push out and do the same and do it because we love football. Then you cannot depend on that, brother. The man in the seat as a joking now to me. And then we as Jamaican people watch English player with fire. We need to take a stand with our local football. JFF can do better.
Yeah, but what I keep saying to people though, but Kevin, what I keep saying is that truthfully, going ahead, let me say it this way. I don't see in the near future, again, people, this is my opinion, a Jamaican team up until probably 2030, a Jamaican team that is predominantly players who play in the local leagues. Because here's my point.
That way?
No, I don't see that. Let me tell you why. Once a player is good in today's world, if he's good, because more and more players having scouts, if he's good, by 19 or 20, he's not going to be in Jamaica. So if you're 26 and you're still in Jamaica, chances are you're not really as good as you think you are. Let me put it that way. I think. Because if you're good,
you share the same sentiment as me.
If you're good by 23 the latest, you probably have the opportunity to go overseas somewhere. Because of it is so open and easy now.
That's true.
The marketplace has opened up. So
I agree.
That is why I'm saying that I can't be looking to call a 28-year-old in the Jamaica League.
I agree. 100%.
Because you have underachieved. As far
me, yeah. No, cut you. Man is man, and apart from, I'm agree with everything we have. See? And the administration need to put them foot down too. You can't have players come and try to hold all the administration at ransom. Them things you have to stop, brother. The friend thing want play with my friend, and the brother will have to bring unity throughout the thing. If an English player with Jamaican, we are one Jamaican team. Them thing I mean. Right now.
Go ahead, Kevin.
Then?
Yeah.
What are my 2 cents? Respect.
Yeah, man. Thanks for all the support and things, sir. I mean, I appreciate you calling
every time.
Every time. Yeah, man. Blessings, Kevin. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. There you go. You just heard from Kevin. Right there, But yeah. I mean, caller, you can call back, you were just trying to call, but Kevin was still on, so you can call back now and you will get through. Yeah, so people, we have a few minutes to go. I think it was a good show. When we come back, we'll be talking about the box-to-box, the creative midfielders, the 2 wingers and the center forward. Yeah, man. Good afternoon, caller. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports. What's your name and where you're calling from?
Yes, my name is Paul Mac. I'm the leader.
The leader. Go ahead, the leader. What say you today?
Anyway, yeah, look here. I've been listening. I came on a little bit late, but one of the concerns that everybody's basically, I see, knows with their comments are, and it's a must, we need to broaden the scope of whoever the talent scouts are, because right now, one single person who they say, like for the UK, he's a person that scouts. And far as I see, we need to broaden it right there, because that is where a lot of our talent is going to come from. But we also need, just like you said, Andy Williams and so on, who are in the US. I have never, apart from the last youngster I can remember, apart from Tyrone Marshall, and I think one of the Zede brothers, I really don't remember any outstanding talent coming out of the US for a while. I really can't. You understand? We have had some that have played, but no real talent have come out from that market. And then again, no, we have talent in the greater part of Europe too. We have people in Switzerland and so on, and Sweden. Because one of the things that I know is that the diaspora community in Europe, like it or not, we have a lot of Jamaicans there. So, It's just that we need to broaden that aspect. But the other thing that we always keep doing, okay, we are out of this one here. Everybody keeps saying, okay, the next time is going to be what, 2026?
Yeah.
People keep making this mistake that when you're looking at players and saying, oh, this guy is going to be X age in 2026, and that does not matter. What matters is how old they are going into the qualifications, because when the qualifications start, qualifications are going to finish. This year is a little abnormal because of the COVID, because normally, the qualifications finish from the year before.
Right.
Right? So if we're looking at qualifications finish in 2025, right? It's 2024, 2025, that's when the qualifications is going to be on. So 2022, 2023 is when we need to be identifying now and looking to put the team together, especially for next year. You're having the Nations League, the final, that you're going to have the semifinal, and we didn't get through the last time. That should be one of the priorities now, to make sure we qualify for the semifinals of the Nations League. That's another priority, So that can be our launching pad after that, plus the Gold Cup. Because if you notice, right now the Gold Cup is almost a secondary competition to the Nations League right now, based off how the bigger countries are approaching it.
Yes.
Because it's held earlier, so the players will more than likely go to it than miss their vacation or being able to be in camp before with the teams or so on. Because that's why the Nations League has automatically almost surpassed the Gold Cup. No, because even in the USA, the Gold Cup, the MLS, it doesn't really pass for the Gold Cup. It's almost a secondary competition right now, and we need to wake up and realize that also. So for me, after March and going into June, we need to start to put the team together in March for June, and it has to be the strongest team, because we have to try to make the semifinals. And we can't go in it and say, oh, we're going to use all youngsters and this and that and whatever. We have to strike a balance.
Yeah.
If the last match we played, compared to other matches we played before that we drew, or we even, it's hard to say, that we won and we lost. We looked good playing the match. We didn't look bad. I could see some cohesion. So we need to take away the positives from that team and make a blend going forward. You understand? Just improve on that team now.
Yeah.
Just go on and get the guys that are here in the local league that you need to get them, expose them if you can in the next set of matches. For the Nations League, you need to have your strongest team out there. That should be the team that we're looking at. Say, this is the team, the core for 2026. And it's not 2026 either, because 2026 means they're going to be there. It's 2020.
It ends in November 2025. Yeah,
right.
The qualifiers for the World Cup in 2026. Yeah, the qualifiers for the World Cup in 2026 will end the 24th of November in 2025.
Okay. So whatever happens, that is what I remember. One thing Simone said, it's not everybody that helps us on the journey to get there will actually go to the World Cup. It might sound hard for a lot of players. I know a lot of players that didn't like the idea that they were left out at a certain period, but a lot of people help you on your journey, but not everybody is going to reach that promised land. It's hard, but it's a decision in football that sometimes we have to take.
Yeah.
So if we can use certain other senior players to get us there, we need to do that. We can't go and keep rebuilding every time with young players, and then we need the right blend. That's all I can say.
Yeah, man.
And we need a vision. That's all I can say with the vision part. We need the person with the vision.
Give us vision, lest we perish.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Blessings. Thank you for calling the leader.
Yeah, man. Okay.
All right, then. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Very interesting thoughts. Let me say this, people. There's a very popular Jamaican saying. People remember to hit the like button. We are about to put the curtains on this broadcast. Hit the like button. I mean, y'all let Freddie Butler, people asking the same, Ultimate Butler outdo you. One super sticker today. No super chats. But here's what I have to say. There's a very popular Jamaican saying. We look at somebody, you invite them. Hold on a sec, we have a caller. Caller, good afternoon. Welcome to I Am Sure Sports.
Good afternoon, Mr. Manager. I want to commend you for the work you are doing, sir.
Thank
As
you.
one of the outlets for getting football in focus.
Thank you so much, and thanks for calling, man.
I'm a new person to your program. I'm doing that, sir. I work at Cornwall College. I work at Cornwall College. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I remember you. You were on when
Dr. Weatherly was on.
Right. You're the coach who says has a good attitude, man. He's going to be a good one. So we will see. I will keep the name in mind, Mr. Clark. Go ahead.
Yes. So I just want to quickly outline something. I know my time is limited, but let me just say, pay attention carefully to the successful nations in football. Do they go about begging players to be a part of their football? The attitude is with the administration in such a way that people will even break an arm and a leg to be a part of their football. Why? Germany was beaten so badly. Well, not even beaten badly. They lost to Brazil in the 2002 World Cup. What Germany did, they went back to the drawing board and built around 50 academies and played youngsters at the grassroots level and came up with a 2014 World Cup team. Even before that, I mean, they were dominating because they won the under 20 and all the World Cup available until the 2014 World Cup. Now, why are we following the trends of other nations, although they're big, but they're not successful? Everything we are look to America, we are look to America. America is not successful in football. And that is something we need to get out of our head. Andy Williams and all of them who they call, which part on the radar in the top tier of football are they? They are in America. They're just ordinary. If you are going to say you want the quality that we as fans demand, it's not to look at people with the America, they see what they call them, then J League or them whatever league they call, or non-league, whatever they call it. You have to look at what the best of the best is doing. The best of the best right now is Europe and South America. Cannot be argued. What are they doing?
All right.
They are simple. Yeah, hello?
Let me respond to your caller. So, Sir Clark, I have to correct you on a couple of things. Number one. All right?
Right.
Number one. You spoke about Germany in 2002 and what they did. All right?
Right.
And how in 2014 they restructured everything and they went and they built 50 academies. You have to look at the wealth of the nation, what they have access to, and our nation in Jamaica. It is unfair it is unfair of you to compare what Germany is able to do because of the wealth of money they have and they are in the bloc in Europe and compare that to what Jamaica is doing out here, what we are not able to do. And you also to look at this, that because they have had so much success, they get a lot more money. Their league is heavily financed by many companies. The stadiums are owned by many companies like VW. That's a major German brand. So we can go on and on. Those things, we're not an industrialized nation. We're not we're a developing nation. I'd call us that. Slowly developing nation. And so some of the things, we have to put things in context. We have to look at the context. We cannot do what the Germans do. We can take transferable principles and apply them because it's a different state. Now, let me come back to this because I find it, and in my opinion, Sir Clark, with all due respect, I find it very disrespectful that you're going to call Andy Williams, a former national player who was a standout in college in the States, and Tyrone Marshall, who coached in Cincinnati, and Freddie Butler. These are the names that I called, who has played in the Champions League, who has coached at Chelsea, who has played in Portugal. You're going to say that they are no good? That is very
disrespectful. No, I never said that.
What did you say?
Never said that.
What did you say?
I said, look, if they have broken into the top tier.
In the top tier of what?
Football.
No,
of
but
football.
who?
Because I'm saying
Hold
they
on.
need
If
to
who?
try.
But I
Huh?
just said to you that Freddie Butler, Tyrone Marshall, as a Jamaican,
Right.
he dominated over there. In the same system that Dr. Dean Weatherly, who you respect, played in. Tyrone Marshall played over there and excelled in college. Hold on. He excelled in college. Tyrone Marshall is now a coach in MLS football. The MLS football is one of the top 10 leagues in the entire world.
No, you hold on. No, so Mr. Management, let me ask you something. You heard that the previous caller said he said that he cannot picture anybody really that is a standout from all these the scouting in America basically, or even the English system.
No. That's not what the caller was saying though. Maxwell was saying to you, what Maxwell was saying is this. There is a problem. And here's what he's saying is the problem. The problem is because we have not been using some of these guys, the Freddie Butler, the Dean Sewell, the Ricardo Gardner, the Ricardo Fuller, we have not been able to get some of the better youth players. So he was just suggesting that we need to use up some of these players so we can scout better.
All right.
That's what he was saying.
Yes, but why I highlight it in such a way is just to say this point. In everything you tell your child when you're growing up, you must aim to be the best. Now, is the American system the best?
What the American football system?
Yes.
So let me give you what American system is. In the time that Jamaica has missed the qualify from 1998 to now, they have only missed one senior World Cup, and they have played in every under 20, every under 17, and they are the number one female footballing nation in the entire world. A tag. America also has the one of the top 10 leagues in the entire world. More than so, their league is better than some of the leagues in Europe.
All right, I'm still asking you. So you're saying they are part of their top 10. All right, let me just get it clear. When a lot of us don't get up and tune into MLS. We tune into Premier League and Spanish League and Bundesliga. Why? Because the quality of football is far better. It's as simple as that. You understand? And I'm saying we need to get to the mindset where we're aiming. There was a saying I grew up with: aim for the stars, and if you miss a drop amongst the clouds. We need to just aim high. You're saying yes, the finance is not there. But let me I was chastised a lot for blaming the data. But let me just need to go to the part where we look to
Yeah, people, we have to listen, because you see, if we don't listen, we will misrepresent what people are saying. You understand me? And then it creates problems. So we have to learn the art of listening, and don't say what we think someone is saying, but what they're actually saying. Blue Blood, thank you for the super chat, man. Yeah, man. Blessings every time, Dave. Up, 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 up. West is best. The ancient light of learning. Life without learning is death. Yeah, listen, so let me say to you again. There are things that we can take from Europe, but there are things that we need to take from what they do in South America. There are things we can take. But at the end of the day, Jamaica has to operate in the context of what we have. Let me give you an example. A lot of people talk, but you don't realize that some of these nations don't do. And if you listen to the point, let me make the point I was going to make earlier, and then people understand this. So I was saying that there is, listen, hey, them thing I need super chatting. Listen to me, people. Listen to them levels of reasoning here. There's a popular saying that you're the jack of all trades and master of none. What that means is that a man come to your house and say, yeah, man, me can paint. Yeah, man, me can do tiling. Yeah, man, me can do plumbing. Yeah, man, me can fix furniture. And he does all of them, but they are not excellent. But he's good. Because remember, people, the opposite of what is best for you is not what is worse for you. It is good. Because sometimes instead of getting what is best, you get what is good. And the jack of all trade, watch this, is good at many things, but he's not the best in anything. What do I mean by that? Jamaica as a small nation, and when we talk about sports and we compare ourselves with Germany, ask yourself if Germany is as dominant in track and field as Jamaica. Ask yourself if Germany has produced as many excellent cricketers as Jamaica. They may produce more footballers. The truth is that Jamaica as a nation has had success in so many sporting disciplines. We're not going to be like certain other nations. So when you compare us to those nations, you have to compare us in the context that Jamaica have one of the top netball teams in the world. Jamaica have some of the top male and female sprinter recently were Jamaicans. Jamaicans. The top cricketers up to recent, Chris Gayle, at his best, was one of the top batsmen in the world. We have produced some of the top boxers in the world. Some of the distinctions that we have in sport are way beyond many of these nations. But the thing is, we participate in so many sports. Like, I believe that if we only did 2 sports, we'd be better than many nations. So, when you say build 50 football academies, there is also 50 track and field stadiums that are needed. There are 50 arenas for netball that are needed. There are 50 swimming pools that are needed for the Ali Atkinsons. But because you're a football person, you're going to say no to that. But we do well in all of those things. Why we don't need 50 more cricket stadium when we have produced the likes of Michael Holding, Jeffrey Dujan, Courtney Walsh. Courtney Walsh was had the most wicket as a pace bowler, test match wicket in the entire world of the cricketing nations. Chris Gayle have some records. The point is, when you are the jack of so many trades as a nation, you're probably not going to master any one, because your resources are going to spread far and wide, and every little piece I go get much, I go get some. So it is not centralized in one specific area. And that's part of Jamaica's context. And so when we compare ourselves with Honduras and El Salvador, check how many sports they play and how successful they are in it. When we talk about these big industrialized nations that have, listen, Jamaica is one of the smallest nations that have qualified for the World Cup. I'm telling you. fresh God, man. The cricket man, they rush you, you know. Cricket is not dead in Jamaica, here. Bless up, fresh God. We master track and field. But I don't think we have master track. I would say that we have master track, but not field, because they separate what happens on the track from what happens in the field. So I would say that in sprinting, here's it, we're not even the greatest in terms of track and field in total. We are the greatest, probably one of the greatest sprinting nations in the entire world. Come on. This is Jamaica. So maybe, in fairness, we need to stop football and put all our resources in track and field. But I normally do it. Do you know that Jamaica is ranked in the top 4 in netball in the entire world, brethren? Jamaica. I don't know. You hear about Michael McCallum? Listen. Hey, some of the times I wonder how we do these things as a nation. Jamaica. We have all of these distinctions in areas, and so that is part of our problem. No, but Javan, we know somebody don't go press your button, sir. You can't stop football. But you understand, so sometimes that's why I don't like to compare us to like the Panamas and the El Salvador, those nations, because they don't do as many sports. They're not as successful as we are. And I think that has worked to our own. It has brought us joy and sing. As a Caribbean nation, we probably have the most top tier basketballers in basketball. Like almost every draft, there is a Jamaican. We don't play. Listen, you know that even rugby Jamaica, six-a-side rugby Jamaican is good at. Market, we use a lot of people out of the diaspora. You know that Jamaica also does well in female football, brethren. Hey, Ansid, behave yourself, you know, Ansid. Where you go ahead? So I think it is one of the problems that we have as a nation. We try to, it's a Jamaican thing. Yeah, man, recently we had the winner, the guy who won, oh geez, what's his name again? Real Jamaican. What's his name? It's Chung. He plays on the defensive side. I think he's a defensive end or a defensive tackle. I forget his name. But he won a Super Bowl. He's a Jamaican. And I mean Jamaican who is in Jamaica, not just living overseas. So I'm saying that when you check it, we dabble into almost every sporting discipline. We have bobsled, skiing, the Winter Olympics. We have skiers skiers. Our bobsled team, Cool Runnings, and now we're gone back in it. Jamaica. It brings us joy, but it works to our own detriment because the money is being spread. And that is why I think one of the things we have to do as a nation, we have to have a Ministry of Sports separated from every other ministry. You cannot have the one set of money going into the Ministry for Sports and Entertainment because we involve in too many sports, and our entertainment industry is so popular worldwide that you have to have a separate ministry for that. But Dave Clark, look, the credit run out, but don't worry yourself. But you understand me? Sir Mannings, if the JFF runs its organization efficiently, it reaches better result. The leaders are visionless. Jamaica has the capacity to be better than what we currently are doing. I am hurt to the bones. I agree with you, that we need to do better, right? We need to do better, and we can do better. You understand me? Rob Simity ever coach a team to primary champs? Me do it some. Me can tell it a miracle in my thinking. Why we do well at the top? I know a youth that played in the NFL for years, and I see when my aunt asked me if I don't remember, he is when I realized he came from our community, but he left when he is a toddler. Yeah, man. Let me see this one. I have people doing equestrian compared to the rest of the camp. We in everything. Yeah, listen. You know that Lenny Hyde have a son who was very good at this. Forget him name, But I mean, in Jamaica when we say bad, we mean good. So I think when we view Jamaican stuff, but listen, people, I don't. Hey, Sir Clark, me don't want you ramp with me past players, them, and ordinary things them are going on in the world. Them not ordinary, bro. I tell you that. Their accomplishments are exceptional. You have to check them things here when they come on, because them listen. And like I say, I'm not. You ever hear about Bancroft Garden? Michael David that I just interviewed? Go and check some of the things that these people are doing in the world. You can't come and see a Freddie Butler who played in Champions League in the top tier in France and was successful as a youth. You can't call him on the ordinary. You can't look at Tyrone Marshall coaching an MLS team and call that ordinary. No man. No man, that's some big things, big things, man. Ricardo Fuller, man, they're a cult legend. Ricardo Bibi Gardner. Wes Morgan. I mean, Wes Morgan sit on the board of Leicester, brother. And an ordinary accomplishment. A big thing. Hey, for the person who was saying that we need to check out Panama and those places. So, if a man is in Panama, I'm just asking, if a man is in Panama and he can't make the Panama team, he's in Panama, brethren. It's easy. I want to know if these players in Panama, because we said that there are people in Panama, they have Jamaican citizenship. It is Panama, bro. I don't know how big the league is in Panama. So I'm saying that, like a player in Panama, that's like next door. That's next door. None of us going to be watching the league in Panama to know you. Reach out. Works two ways. Sit down here and wait for a girl to check you. You better go buy credit on your phone and text her. Yeah, Prince, man, bless up. Yeah, man, preach it, my brother. Facts and more facts. Today I will appreciate my fellow Jamaicans doing sports on a world scale. Big up all the ballers that leave from yard and make it in foreign. Yeah, man. But listen, so when we come and talk about, because people sometimes, hey, let me tell you this. I'm going to show you. Usain Bolt, let me tell you this. This is a Jamaican thing. Yes, when Ricardo Gardner in Jamaica, he's treated ordinary. Let me tell you that. Usain Bolt get treated ordinary in Jamaica. When people see Usain Bolt, them say, oh, Usain Bolt, yo, Bolt, wagwan. Me Jenna. You want to see Usain Bolt walking in the streets of Paris or New York, and people recognize it. Are Usain Bolt that? You know what Jamaican thing is? A true we not frightened for people, you know, especially we own, you know. Listen, when you go to places like Guadeloupe and Norway, and you bring up all Altiman Butler name, them calling people the legend in them country there. It's just like some of our artists. Listen, you know that there are Jamaican artists that perform in places in Europe that people ball and want tear off them clothes. Them man, they are performing in your community. And you know what you do? You say, "Chow, them man, have a big artist, them thing there." Jamaica the easy, bro. Jamaicans are the hardest people. Listen, if people say, listen, I put it to you right now. If you see Elaine Thompson here in the supermarket, you're not going to get her autograph or run her down. And I put it to you right now. If Elaine Thompson goes somewhere in London or in Paris or in Munich and they see her and they see her, the people run her down for autograph. And listen, when them travel outside of Jamaica, they must have entourage around them to protect them and hide themselves. It's a fresh God. King don't get crowned in him own town. Choo. Yeah, man. Yeah, yep. You understand me? I'm telling you. You said, listen, brother, Usain Bolt can walk up and down at Jamaica. Nobody no business. I would have a bolt. Oh, I want to bolt that, man. I'm to you. Sir, I have not seen not one at all the names coaching in the top tier. Check Pirlo, Vieira, Zidane, Pep, Steve Bruce. None of our Jamaican coaches are up there, including Dr. Dean Wesley and you, who is a coach. But that don't mean you're not good. What makes them the qualification to be a coach in Jamaica? Why, if Pep has dominated all across the world in coaching football, and a Jamaican not doing that, it makes them ordinary? Does the give the Jamaican the same billions that Pep has gotten, and then we will see. Come on, man. Come on, Damon Clark. What you're saying is that you are a good for nothing coach. Honestly, that's what you're saying, you know. That because you're not Pep Guardiola, you're not good. Steve Buckner is not good. That's what you're basically saying. Who are these? Who is Steve Buckner? Who is Dean Wesley? They are nobody. Who is Warren Barrett? These are Cornwall College people. They are nobody. They are not good because they are not Pep. They are not. You don't have to be Pep to be good. You don't have to be Perlo to be good. You don't have to be Vieira to be good. You don't, because you're not measuring yourself against them. Come on, man. You're a Cornwall College man. You have to reason it out better than that, man. Come on, you have to reason it better than that. If you're a coach, you have to. Because you know when you come to money's money, you have to go spit some facts and some logics. I'm not like some of the people on BBC, but I'm good at what I do. Yes, Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce. Bridget, and some of the names that I put, some of these names that even deserve to be in there. I can't take out this name. What has Vieira done to be in a list like this with Pep? What has Steve Bruce done to be in a list with Pep? What has Perlo done to be in a list with Pep? Come on, man. Damon Clark, why? Yeah, I tell you, bro, better you stop. You're going to embarrass yourself. You're not sounding good. You're not sounding like a man who was comparing anybody with Steve Bruce. Nobody was doing that. But based on your logic, because what you're telling us is that because Dr. Dean Wesley, who you spoke highly of, based on your logic is suggesting that he's a no good coach. Your logic is suggesting that Steve Buckner is a no good coach because he's not in a category like these people. Come on, dear man. You say you're a coach at Cornwall College, man. You have to do better than that. Look at your logics. Why a Jamaican has to be like Pep for him to be rated? Why? Lee Craft Letman, Mark Ledford, come call some Cornwall College people. Because they're not like Steve Bruce, they are not good enough to coach Cornwall College. They would not be good enough to be a part of Jamaica scouting system. Because that's what we're talking about. Are you suggesting that the only way you can help out Jamaica football is if you're Steve Bruce and Steven Gerrard and Pep and Zidane and Perlo and Vieira? Come on, man. Lift the level of your reasoning. Or else you have to go run out of the comment section. It don't sound like that makes sense. Cornwall College had a big season this year. Isn't that a reflection on Dean Wesley, his ability to coach? No, man, Damian Clark, he upset with the football. That's ever. The football, the state of the football make the man head gone mad, yeah, man. I don't know. Anyway, people, you know, it's a JPL game. I'm going to go on. I don't like the JPL, no, but me have to watch it today, so I get me information from. So I'm going to watch some JPL. But thank you, one and all. Thank you, one and all, for being a part of this stream. Really appreciate your company today. Respect every single one of you, every comment. Thanks for the super chat, the super stickers. Thanks for everyone who hit the like button. Thanks for anyone who subscribe and share the content. Really appreciate it. Jamaica to the core, Jamaica to the bone. You know, we big up Jamaica every time. You know, we are masters, jack of all trades, but only masters of a few. That's Jamaica for you. Nobody's a celebrity in Jamaica. You're mad. You understand me? A man is just a man. But when they leave and go overseas, they are healed and respected. Jamaicans, we judge you very hard, bro. That's how we are. Anybody I meet from India ask me if I know Chris Gayle. Hey, you know that me ask Jamaican if them know Chris Gayle, and them say no. Them say, who is Chris Gayle? There are certain places in the world that you go, I am telling you, Chris Gayle is an icon. I'm telling you, but it's just Andre Russell. Them on the icon in many places in the world. So, you know, but it's just the way of Jamaica, man. Yeah, so bless up people, respect. Yeah, man. Damien Clark, bless up yourself. DC. Yeah, man. Some good young players in the league. I think it is the Jamaica Premier League, they say, is one of the youngest leagues in the world right now. So that's a good sign, you know. No, man, it's not everybody in Jamaica know Chris Gayle, man. We are talking about Fresh God. Me I tell you, say the person no know Chris Gayle. In fact, because you know what is funny? You know that in Jamaica, right? Leon Bailey and Asafa Powell and Usain Bolt are probably the three most popular sports person right now, more than even Chris Gayle, especially among the females. I realize that a lot of females don't know Chris Gayle. Yeah, you understand me? Yeah. But bless up, man. Bless up. I suppose half time in the game now. Arnett Garner is up to. Look out for Arnett, you know, people. They might play some good ball. You understand me? So like we said, we have some big shows coming up tomorrow. Yep. So we'll let you know about that. We have some super guests as we focus on the female football. Bless up. Listen, hit the like button before you leave. Thank you again for watching. I am Man is Man. And this has been another episode of I Am Sure Sports. Yeah, man.